Ladies and gentlemen, life is not shaped by chance, it is shaped by focus. Every great leader, every inventor, every successful man and woman has proven one timeless truth: what you focus on, you attract. Your mind is like a magnet. It pulls toward you the people, the opportunities, and the circumstances that align with your dominant thoughts. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, and limitation, you will attract situations that confirm those beliefs. But if your mind is filled with courage, vision, and faith, you will attract doors that lead to progress and abundance. Napoleon Hill, the father of success philosophy, once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Your thoughts are seeds, and your focus is the water that makes them grow. Every single day, you are planting seeds in the soil of your subconscious. The harvest of your life, whether failure or success, is determined by the quality of those seeds. So I ask you today, what are you focusing on? Are you feeding your mind with limitation, or are you feeding it with possibility? Are you replaying past failures, or are you visualizing future victories? Remember this: where attention goes, energy flows. Focus is not just seeing with your eyes, it is believing with your heart, directing your mind, and disciplining your actions until reality aligns with your vision. And this truth can be understood through 7 powerful keys that Napoleon Hill's teachings reveal to us. Key 1: the law of dominant thoughts. Everything in your life, your success, your failure, your happiness, your pain, is a reflection of the thoughts that dominate your mind. This is what Napoleon Hill called the law of dominant thoughts. It is not philosophy. It is not guesswork. It is law. Your mind is like a broadcasting station, sending out vibrations every moment of the day. The thoughts you repeat, the images you dwell on, the beliefs you hold tightly, these are the signals you transmit. And the universe, like a perfect mirror, sends back circumstances, people, and events that match those signals. If you constantly focus on fear, you will attract more reasons to be afraid. If you dwell on limitation, you will see doors closing in every direction. But if your dominant thought is courage, abundance, and possibility, then your world begins to shape itself around that belief. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought." Think about that. Your financial condition, your relationships, your health, your opportunities, all are children born from the thoughts you consistently nurture. Imagine a farmer standing in his field. The soil does not care what seeds he plants. If he plants corn, corn will grow. If he plants weeds, weeds will grow. The soil is neutral. It simply produces what is sound. Your mind is the same. It does not care whether you plant seeds of failure or seeds of success. It will faithfully grow whatever you water with your attention. The danger is this: many people are planting seeds unconsciously. They repeat phrases like, "I'll never make it," "I'm unlucky," "I'm not good enough." They don't realize that every repetition waters those negative seeds until their lives are full of weeds. And then they look around and wonder why they feel trapped. But the truth is, you always have a choice. You may not control every circumstance, but you control what dominates your mind. You control which thoughts you give life to. You control which seeds you water. And here's the power: once a thought becomes dominant, it becomes automatic. It sinks into your subconscious and begins working silently, shaping your decisions, your habits, your conversations, and even the way people respond to you. In time, your outer world bends to reflect your inner world. So I ask you, what are your dominant thoughts today? Are they thoughts of strength or weakness, possibility or limitation, abundance or lack? Because whatever they are already shaping the life you are walking into tomorrow. Key 2: visualization creates magnetism. Your imagination is not a toy. It is a force of creation. It is the workshop of your mind, the place where every achievement, every invention, every transformation begins. Long before a man walks into success, he first walks into it in his imagination. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Notice those 2 words, conceive and believe. To conceive means to picture it, to visualize it clearly in your mind. To believe means to hold that picture with faith until it becomes so real in your imagination that your subconscious accepts it as truth. Think of an architect before a skyscraper rises into the sky. He does not begin with steel or glass. He begins with a blueprint. That blueprint exists only in the mind before it takes shape in reality. The same principle applies to you. Your vision is your blueprint. If you can see it in your mind, you can begin to build it in your life. But here's the secret: visualization is not daydreaming. It is not wishful thinking. It is focused imagination charged with emotion. When you visualize yourself succeeding, don't just see the picture. Step into it. Feel the victory. Feel the gratitude. Feel the confidence that comes with already living that life. The clearer and more emotional the vision, the stronger its magnetic pull. Science now confirms what Napoleon Hill knew decades ago. Athletes who visualize their performance activate the same areas of the brain as when they are physically performing. Champions win twice, first in the mind, then in the arena. Your brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. It begins to rewire itself to make the vision true. And here's what happens once the picture becomes real in your imagination. Your subconscious mind begins guiding your actions, decisions, and habits to align with that picture. You start noticing opportunities you once ignored. You attract people who can help you. You begin walking with the confidence of someone who already holds the victory. But most people visualize unconsciously. They replay past failures, relive old hurts, and imagine worst-case scenarios. They are using their imagination against themselves. Instead of magnetizing success, they magnetize fear and limitation. The power of visualization is neutral. It works for or against you depending on what images you choose to feed it. That's why you must discipline your imagination. Every day, take time to picture the life you desire, to see yourself already living it, to feel the joy of its reality. Because the more vividly you imagine, the more magnetic you become to the opportunities and circumstances that match that vision. Key 3E. Focus directs energy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. This is one of the most powerful truths Napoleon Hill revealed, and it is one of the simplest to understand. Your mind is like sunlight. When spread across the sky, it warms everything gently. But when concentrated through a magnifying glass, that same sunlight can ignite fire. The power was always there. The difference is focus. Your life works the same way. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of energy, attention, and willpower. But most people scatter that energy across dozens of distractions. They focus a little on their goals, a little on their worries, a little on social media, a little on what others think, and then they wonder why their life produces weak results. Their focus is diffused. Their energy is diluted. Greatness, however, demands concentration. Edison did not invent the light bulb because he was smarter than everyone else. He succeeded because he directed his focus relentlessly on one vision, one problem, one outcome, until the world changed. The Wright brothers did not stumble into the sky. They poured every ounce of their energy into the dream of flight. And because their focus was unbroken, reality eventually bent to match their vision. Napoleon Hill called this concentration of effort. He wrote, "The person who succeeds must always concentrate his thoughts on the goal, and never allow his mind to wander to other subjects." That is why successful people seem almost obsessed. They understand that scattered focus produces scattered results, but intense focus produces power. Think of a river. When its waters are wide and shallow, they move gently. But when those same waters are channeled into a narrow path, they rush with unstoppable force. Your energy works the same way. When scattered, it is weak. When directed, it becomes unstoppable. Ask yourself, where am I placing my focus today? Am I concentrating on the things that truly move me closer to my vision? Or am I wasting energy on distractions, gossip, negativity, and fear? Because whether you realize it or not, your focus is steering your life. Every thought is an investment of energy, and every investment compounds. The truth is, your results are not a reflection of how much energy you have, but how much focus you apply. You already have the power. The question is, will you scatter it across trivial pursuits, or will you concentrate it like a laser on the life you want? Key 40. Emotion fuels attraction. Thought alone is powerful, but thought combined with emotion becomes unstoppable. Napoleon Hill called this a burning desire, a state of mind so charged with feeling that it ignites action and magnetizes results. Your thoughts are like arrows, but emotion is the bow that gives them force. Without emotion, your thoughts drift like feathers in the wind. With emotion, they strike with precision and power. The difference between a wish and a burning desire is emotion. The difference between someday and no is emotion. Think about this. You have had moments in your life where you felt so determined, so passionate, so emotionally charged that nothing could stop you. Maybe it was protecting someone you love, fighting for something you believed in, or chasing a dream with everything inside you. In those moments, your energy was multiplied. Your courage was magnified. Your attraction was magnetic. Why? Because emotion fueled your thought. Napoleon Hill discovered in his studies of the most successful people that they all possessed this inner fire. They did not simply want success. They desired it with intensity. They felt it with every fiber of their being. Their emotions gave life to their vision, and because of that, the universe responded. Emotion is the frequency your mind broadcasts to the world. Fear broadcasts one frequency, and it attracts more fear. Anger broadcasts another, and it attracts conflict. Gratitude, joy, passion. These broadcast a higher frequency that draws abundance, opportunity, and growth. You cannot attract success while vibrating with resentment. You cannot attract peace while vibrating with anger. You attract what you feel as much as what you think. This is why many people fail even when they set goals. They think of success, but deep down they feel doubt, they feel fear, they feel unworthy. And the universe does not respond to their thoughts alone. It responds to their emotional state. To harness this law, you must charge your thoughts with feeling. Don't just picture your dream. Feel the joy of living it. Don't just write your goals. Burn them into your heart with passion. The stronger the emotional charge, the faster you attract what matches it. So let your heart be involved, not just your head. Let your goals move you to tears. Let your vision make your pulse race. Let your dream burn so brightly inside you that it lights up your entire being. Because when thought and emotion unite, attraction becomes inevitable. Key 50, belief overcomes limitation. Doubt is the jailer of dreams. Belief is the key that unlocks them. Napoleon Hill taught that what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Notice, the bridge between conception and achievement is belief. Without it, your vision collapses under the weight of doubt. Belief is more than just a thought. It is conviction. It is the inner voice that whispers, I can, I will, I must. Even when the outside world shouts, you can't. It is the quiet strength that turns obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into setups for a comeback. Most people are held hostage not by their circumstances, but by their disbelief. They say, I don't have the money, I don't have the education, I don't have the connections. But the truth is, the greatest limitation is not outside of you. It is the doubt inside you. History is full of people who defied their limitations through belief. Edison failed 1,000 times before creating the light bulb, but he believed in the idea of illumination. The Wright brothers had no credentials in engineering, but they believed man could fly. Their belief carried them beyond the ridicule, the setbacks, and the so-called impossibilities. Belief works like a magnet. When you believe in your vision with certainty, your subconscious mind accepts it as reality. It begins working silently to align your actions with your goal. Belief sharpens your focus, strengthens your persistence, and attracts the resources you need. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves. Doors open for those who walk with conviction. But doubt does the opposite. Doubt repels opportunities, weakens action, and sabotages progress. Doubt whispers, what if I fail? Belief answers, what if I succeed? Doubt sees obstacles. Belief sees possibilities. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. The truth is this. Your external world will always rise or fall to the level of your internal belief. If you believe you are limited, you will live limited. If you believe you are capable, worthy, and destined for more, you will rise into that reality. So the question is, what do you believe about yourself? About your potential? About your future? Because your life will never exceed the boundaries of your belief. Break those limits, and you break free. Key 60, action aligns focus with reality. Focus without action is daydreaming. Vision without execution is illusion. Napoleon Hill taught that thoughts are powerful, but they must be backed by consistent, decisive action to transform into reality. The universe rewards movement, not mere intention. You can think success, you can visualize success, you can even believe in success. But until you act on that belief, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between the inner world of thought and the outer world of results. It is the proof that your focus is more than fantasy. Think of a man who dreams of building a house. He may visualize every detail, the walls, the windows, the doors, but unless he lays the bricks, the house will never stand. Thought is the blueprint. Action is the construction. Without action, focus remains trapped in the mind. With action, focus takes form in the world. Napoleon Hill called this applied faith. It is not enough to sit back and hope. The law of attraction works only when you combine thought with effort. Opportunities appear not for the idle dreamer, but for the one who moves boldly in the direction of his vision. Action does not mean perfection. You will make mistakes, stumble, and even fail. But every action, even imperfect, is progress. Every step you take aligned with your focus builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence creates results. Most people fail not because they lack a dream, but because they never act. They wait for perfect timing, for perfect clarity, for perfect conditions. And in waiting, they lose the power of now. The truth is, clarity comes through action, not before it. Think of a ship at sea. A vessel that stays anchored in the harbor will never discover new lands. But once it sets sail, even if the winds are uncertain, it can adjust its course. Action is what sets you in motion. Action is what aligns you with opportunity. So ask yourself, what action am I taking today that reflects the focus I claim to hold? If your vision is wealth, are you acting in ways that build value? If your focus is health, are you acting in ways that honor your body? If your goal is growth, are you taking steps each day that stretch your limits? Because life does not respond to what you want, it responds to what you do. Key 7A, gratitude multiplies attraction. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies of the human spirit. Napoleon Hill understood that the mind which is grateful cannot be poor, because gratitude shifts focus from what is missing to what is already present, from lack to abundance, from limitation to possibility. Gratitude is more than saying, "Thank you." It is a state of being. It is a lens through which you see life. When you practice gratitude, your mind is trained to notice blessings instead of problems. And here is the secret: what you notice expands. When you notice struggle, struggle grows. When you notice opportunity, opportunity grows. Gratitude multiplies what you focus on. Think of it this way. Imagine two people walking through the same field. One complains about the weeds, the other admires the flowers. The field is the same, but their experience is entirely different. Why? Because gratitude directs attention, and attention directs attraction. The one who focuses on weeds attracts frustration. The one who focuses on flowers attracts joy. Napoleon Hill wrote, "The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does." Hidden in this principle is gratitude. The one who appreciates every opportunity, every task, every step, no matter how small, creates space for greater rewards. Gratitude turns labor into growth, struggle into strength, and delay into preparation. Gratitude also unlocks resilience. When you face hardship but choose to be grateful for the lesson, the challenge loses its power to break you. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift not only protects your peace, it accelerates your growth. And here's the magnetic power of gratitude: people are drawn to those who radiate thankfulness. Opportunities open for those who appreciate them. The universe expands blessings for those who value what they already have. Gratitude is the soil in which abundance grows. The ungrateful mind focuses on what is missing and, as a result, multiplies scarcity. The grateful mind focuses on what is present and multiplies abundance. This is why two people with the same resources can live completely different lives. One sees nothing as enough, the other sees everything as a gift. So I ask you, when you wake up each morning, do you complain about what you lack, or do you give thanks for what you have? Do you focus on the doors that are closed, or do you honor the doors that are already open? Because your attitude of gratitude will determine whether your future is one of lack or one of overflowing abundance. So remember this truth: what you focus on, you attract. Your dominant thoughts shape your destiny. Your visions create magnetism. Your focus directs energy. Your emotions fuel attraction. Your beliefs break limitations. Your actions turn thoughts into reality, and your gratitude multiplies everything you desire. Napoleon Hill left us with wisdom that is timeless. You are the architect of your own life. You are not a victim of chance. You are not at the mercy of fate. The power to create lies within your thoughts, your emotions, your focus, your actions, and your gratitude. The question is not whether the law of attraction works. The question is, what are you attracting right now? If you don't like the answer, you have the power to change it today. Focus on what you want, believe in it, act on it, and give thanks for it long before it arrives. Because life will always reflect the power of your focus. And the moment you master where your attention goes, you will discover that success, abundance, and fulfillment were never outside of you. They were waiting inside you all along.